Hello, people of St. Michael's. I'm coming to you on Friday, June 19th, also known as Juneteenth, the holiday when we celebrate the emancipation of enslaved Africans in the United States. It's also the Friday of Father's Day weekend. And I'm thinking about both of those things today, thinking about my dad a lot. He died a few years ago. And when I think about my dad, I'm getting a smile on my face because I'm thinking of all the funny stories that we would tell sort of with him and about him over and over and over again. My dad loved a good practical joke. He loved a good prank. And some of those stories are very, very well worn in our family. But then I think about how in our families, there are also stories that never get told, that we never speak of. In my family, it was the story of the Armenian genocide. Certainly we talked about it as a thing that happened that we can never forget, but my great-grandmother's story of survival in the Syrian desert was never, ever spoken of. She didn't ever want it to be mentioned, for understandable reasons. But I think there's something to this reality about the stories that we tell and the stories that we don't, and what that says about us and what we value and the truths that we want to shed light on. In that light, I'm thinking about Juneteenth. I'm thinking about the fact that we are facing an apocalyptic moment in our nation's history. And I say apocalyptic because the word apocalypse means to uncover. We are in a moment in our nation's history where we are finally uncovering just how deep the original sin of racism is entrenched in the life of our nation. We are finally uncovering how much of that story has not yet been told, and in many cases believed. Those stories cannot stay covered up and hidden anymore. Our job as a community of faith is to tell those stories together on sacred ground. In a community of faith and prayer and love. There's a curriculum in the Episcopal Church called Sacred Ground. It's a series of conversations, small group conversations, where we can really be honest and vulnerable with each other about race and faith. I want to encourage you to take some time this week to click on the link provided here in your Looking Ahead email to learn about Sacred Ground. And next week, we're going to provide you with a way to sign up for a small group. We really hope that every single one of you will take part in these Sacred Ground conversations. All of us together, participating in helping our church and our nation uncover the real story of our history and our present so that we can tell a new and better story going forward. So that one day, hopefully, our children and grandchildren will tell stories about our church and our nation that will make them smile.